So they're good to go. Are you guys ready to see a wedding? Yeah? Are you ready to get a wife? Yes. Let's do it, ladies and gents. Please be upstanding as we welcome the bridal party.
Let's go. Yes! That was good. That was good. That was a good one. Oh, Connie. First hug.
Ladies and gents, let's give them a massive round of applause to the bridesmaids and the suspense building for what handshake was going to be next as we welcome now the beautiful bride.
Captivated by a perfect view, time stopped and I found my muse, brighter than the morning sun. Flames burn until the night was done. My faith in love is born again from the clouds you were heaven sent. I can tell you we're a different breed from the way you looked at me. And there's no place that I'd rather be. When I feel your teeth sink into me, I bleed a color that I've never seen, a beauty that makes me complete. You're my white tiger, my white tiger. The first time I saw you standing there, butterflies like I do a snare, so flawless and original. My heart dropped.
放下吧。
Everything I was looking for, you on my shoulder. Suddenly I couldn't speak. It's
Hello
like I
there.
need you wanting
Had a few tears just then. Do you want some more?
Alrighty team, ladies and gents, so let's have a massive round of applause to show our love and support for the beautiful couple.
Yeah?
And you may be seated. So knowing everything you hear today is approved, feel free to laugh loudly with them as we hear the funny parts of their relationship as well as the romantic stuff too. Laughing does make you 70% more attractive to the opposite sex, so Ray must have laughed a lot because he is definitely batting. We are off to a flyer. Let's go. We are here today because fate's roads had their paths zigzag until they found each other. It was so intertwined that they discovered both of their families lived a few kilometres away from each other in the home city of Guangzhou. I hope I said that right. So if we use their mum's maiden names, maybe it wasn't a zigzag, more of a zang zang. Because they are one letter and a whole river separated from each other. So they assure me that even though they're from the same city, they're not related. We're lucky the hometown is China and not Tasmania. So our maid of honour, Connie, told me that Sophie and Ray complement each other perfectly. Sophie is the fire and Ray is the water, but together they have no chill. They love the outdoors, adventure sports and camping, as well as adrenaline activities like roller coasters. And kind of like a roller coaster, they waited in line for a little bit before they jumped on the ride that they know as their relationship, and they were both this tall, so it was okay to ride. Sophie thinks that they don't look like a typical couple. I disagree today, standing on the altar. But they look more like friends, which is how they started off. So Ray has managed to do the impossible for most of us men and escape the friend zone. How did he do it? Well, it was all fun and games. Literally, they met playing party games and then again in a board games group. Ray's first memory is noticing Sophie during a game of Mafia. So Sophie was the Mafia at the time, and she became extremely defensive and angry when Ray accused her of being Mafia. And I don't know about you guys, but getting angry and violent isn't the best way to go about proving that you're not in the Mafia. But the plot twist was, if Sophie told Ray she'd make sure he was sleeping with the fishes, Ray loves fishing that much, he'd probably put his own feet in cement and bring his rod, tackle box and kayak. After that initial meeting, they met up again with friends, this time playing Catan. Things were a bit sus when Sophie took control of the ports, still stuck in Mafia mode, trying to trade wood for clay bricks full of drugs. But a settlement wasn't close for these two just yet. There was no romance this far, and Ray even organised Sophie to wingman him and take profile pics for Tinder for him to use. They went to different locations around Perth, which ended up being an accidental date. He left his rod at home, so he couldn't post himself holding a fish on Tinder, luckily. After spending time together, it wasn't just the camera that clicked. This was the first time they were able to have a one-on-one conversation in between blue steel and close-up booty shots of Ray. To use Ray's fishing terms, neither had to lure each other in. They fit together seamlessly like a rod and reel, and this is the first time Ray was able to hook up without any fishing gear. Most importantly, because they had met in real life, they knew they weren't about to land a catfish. It's so meta that the process of using Tinder has resulted in a match before they even uploaded a profile on the app. Sophie was swiping at her actual camera and matching the guy that was right in front of her. I can't imagine that would work anywhere else. Like, I couldn't walk up to a girl at a club and be like, hey, you want to take some photos of me? Maybe Sophie's camera had the love filter on, or maybe Ray didn't care about the rest of the fish in the sea. But he did decide to send her a DM after their photo shoot. As you may have read on the With Joy invite, Ray embraced his critical thinking, engineering-oriented brain and said, thinking about it, you do fit all of the criteria of someone I like. So he did a risk analysis assessment and he chose the rooftop cinema for their date. Apparently, Sophie doesn't pick up on romantic clues that well, so Ray informed her that he'd be offering her to share a beanbag, essentially communicating that he was ready to make a move. It was humming along pretty well until Ray sniffed Sophie's head. She didn't want to mention it and kill the mood at the time, but for Ray, the smell of love was in the air. And she hangs shit on him now, though, so that's all good. At the end of the night, he was dropping her home and stopped at the end of her driveway. He embraced his inner Rex hunt and wanted to make sure he released this trophy fish with a kiss. With the moon glistening and the tension building, he leant forward, he grabbed Sophie by the side of her face, pulled her close, and sniffed her hair again. No, they shared their first kiss, and they've gone from playing board games to the game of love. A game that Ray was quickly mastering. On their first Valentine's Day, he popped over her house to give her a quick pho, a tofu pho, which I learnt is a dessert that he'd made from scratch. Sophie is normally fussy and demands the highest quality ingredients, so Ray had a special recipe of love with a dash of sugar. This was meaningful to Sophie because it meant that he'd remembered her favourite dish and put the time and effort in to prepare, because I'm told he is a terrible chef. The relationship was simmering gently until they went away on their first trip. They went to the Philippines together. The heat was rising quickly and nearly reaching boiling point, but not from romance. It's because everything was going wrong on this trip. To get to Bohol from Cebu, they had to travel in a shipping container. They were literally in a boat tray as merchandise started being stacked around them, which could be potentially the first time we've ever had illegal Aussie boat people in the Philippines. Luckily, this human trafficking has led to a legitimate marriage. They were ripped off by the taxi when they landed, dropped at their villa. All of the power was out except for one fan. So when people hear they had a hot-only fan experience in the Philippines, they thought Sophie was just doing another photo shoot for Ray. After having a giggle about it all, Sophie then got really ill with a chest infection and she kept Ray up all night. The thing was, he'd offered to give her chest rubs and he didn't even know she was sick. So Ray put his superhero cape on and went out searching for medicine for his damsel in distress. And when he returned, he made sure that she was safe, secure, and felt that everything was all right. Sophie doesn't let her guard down easily, but Ray's composure, care, thoughtfulness and love really made her feel that she had found the one. Ray was living up to his name and bringing a ray of light and sunshine into her life that she needed. Ray knew Sophie was the one from the moment they were official. Criteria boxes checked and contract signed. He'd fallen in love with her random quirks of singing off-tune songs or replacing words with sound-alike words. Recently, she's changed a song from judicial to do dishes, which Ray is too afraid to repeat the lyrics back to her. Sophie's ability to live in the moment is one of his favourite things about her, as well as how much she cares and shares for others. It's a value that's really rubbing off on him. Most of all, Ray really appreciates that she simply lets him sleep in. He didn't need to sleep on the idea of making her his wife, so he went about planning his proposal. It began just after the COVID lockdowns, when all he wanted to do was lock down his girl with an engagement ring. After doing long distance successfully, he looked and scoured around Perth for the perfect diamond, eventually deciding to get it shipped to Melbourne before he moved over. Now, he did this without any insurance or postal tracking, so he might be the only person on the planet who has true faith in Australian Post. He was aiming to propose on a trip in an eco-style resort, but thought that it would be an easy giveaway to Soph, so he changed the plan to be on their next camping trip. He stashed the ring and then headed off on their adventure. Again, probably uninsured. Unfortunately, their Boy Scout duties took up a ton of their time. They were managing the flames on the fireplace, which interrupted the spark that was between them. Fishing and cooking put out the embers of love, and managing the wind was difficult, but that was just inside their sleeping bag from the baked beans they heated on the fire. Ray just couldn't find the time to propose on their camping trip because it was too intense. That's a slow burn, that one. So, third time a charm, he utilised Sophie's travel plans to Korea with Connie to give himself some time to set up the house with candles, which weren't for his ear. He chucked some rose petals down and a lit-up sign that said, "Will you marry me?" which used no electricity, so no fire or wind management. Which used electricity, so no fire or wind management was necessary. So a big thanks to Jeff and Sarah for lending him that. He then positioned an old Samsung on a tripod in the corner to record it all. Then he lit the candles in the whole house and left. So he put the candles on and went to pick her up from the airport. Maybe I take back the no fire management comment. That was a bit risky. But this next bit is really funny, and this made me giggle when they told me. I need to remind you that they know what I'm going to say. Yeah? On the other side of this romance was a flustered, bloated, tired, hungry, and 12-hour delayed Sophie, who had no idea that Ray had organised the house to look like an Emirates-level romance. When they pulled up, Ray told her to grab her luggage and he rushed ahead to open the door. Sophie ignored him because she was a strong, independent woman and no one tells her what to do. But she was also busting for the loo. So as they walked in, Alicia Keys' If I Ain't Got You was playing and Sophie romantically, eloquently stated, "Oh, I'm excited to go and chuck a shit." Bringing a whole new meaning to engagement ring. Thanks to the Samsung, they actually caught her saying this on video. Maybe Sophie can do a changing of lyrics to the song Alicia Keys' If I Ain't Got Poo. After then, realising that she just realised the whole house was set up, she thought someone had broken in and asked Ray if they were still in the house. Ray ignored her and told her that he'd explain after his speech, and then he asked her to marry him, and instead of saying yes, she said, "Of a coursey," which is one of their words. So things have run of their coursey, and we've ended up here. So from Mafia to Mr. and Mrs., let's make this official. This next bit, I have to say it to make it legal. This is from the government. Here we go. Before you're joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is a union of two people to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. All right, I'm going to have to pop up there with the IDs, unless you want to say "I do" really loudly from there. What do you prefer?
You say "I do" here, yeah?
Yeah. All right, so nice and loud so everyone can hear. Yeah, it's legally binding. So, Ray, do you promise to love Sophie as much as you love your thrifty prescription safety glasses? Always buy the best ingredients for the kitchen. Keep providing the calm energy she needs, and always be the weird, thrifty and patient partner she has fallen in love with from this point forward.
I do. Not enough.
Sophie, do you promise to love Ray as much as you love fine dining? Always work out the price of things per unit so Ray can maximise his savings. Give Ray 1 day a week to rest and recover from all of your close range attention. Keep cleaning his ears and continue to be the lovely, intense and extroverted partner he has fallen in love with from this day forward.
I do.
Nice. We can clap their ideas, yeah? That's really sweet. So in a moment, we're going to do the vows. So with the vows, I'm going to bring the vow book up for Ray. You're going to go first. So once he's read his vows, I'll take the vow book and the microphone back, and Simon, our best man, will hand the ring, and he'll put the ring on like a finishing move, and we'll give him a clap for public speaking, and then we'll flip it around in reverse. Yeah? That, and then with this, just hold it like on your chin. All right, good to go.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Raymond Jiang, take you, Sophie Lay, to be my lawful wedded wife. Sophie, from the moment you entered my life, you made me feel something I never quite knew I was missing. Your quirkiness makes me feel special, understood, completely loved, and more at home than I've ever felt. Life with you is never dull. Every day with you is a surprise, a new adventure, and with your extroverted energy, I still never quite know what you'll do next. And I love that about you. With you, life feels more fulfilling as time apart during Melbourne has shown. You are like a piece of home I didn't know I was missing. Every adventure we chase together has more meaning and joy, like the time we grocery shopped together for the first time we moved out. I love the way your eyes light up when you talk about food. The way you throw your whole heart into your love for food with no compromises, like every Asian veggies needs to be cooked with chicken stock. You watch over the parts of my life I don't always see, and naturally influences me to become better every day. You never hesitate to push yourself when something needs to be done. You always think of others before yourself. Your selflessness reminds me that the life's greatest joy is found in sharing it with family, with friends, and with each other. So here's what I promise to you. I promise to catch you fresh produce from the river or ocean when your craving hits, no matter how early in the morning I'll need to wake up for it. I'll always tell you if your underwear line is showing, so you never have to be paranoid about it. I vow to cook up that one dish that you truly enjoy, where you will not need to add any extra flavouring to that dish. I promise to love you through the roller coaster of life that tries to throw us off track. I'll be your calm, your comfort, your giggling partner. I'll make you laugh, make you smile, and promise to listen and understand your feelings. And when the time comes, I promise to carry the worries of starting a family with you, so you'll never feel like you're facing it alone. Together, we'll create a life filled with love, laughter, and people who feel like home. A life surrounded by good food and great company. A dream home where we'll welcome family, friends, and build memories. A life rich with adventure, with stories worth telling, and capture those moments onto our Google Hub. And most of all, let's remember to never lose the magic, never forgetting to choose each other every single day. You are my favourite person, my home, my joy, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life loving you.
All right, let's lock that promise in with a ring. All right, whenever you're ready, bro. Yeah. All right, first one is locked in. Massive round of applause. How good was that? Unreal. Great speaking. Great vows. All right, we're going to do the exact same thing, just in reverse. All right.
You need one.
Yeah, nice. And keep that on your chin. Hold it just from the top bit.
Ray, you've taught me patience, self-acceptance, and how to live without regret. But the greatest gift you've given me is showing me that I deserve to be loved. Even when I couldn't open my heart, you loved me as if I was perfect from day one. From our board game days over 6 years ago to conquering long distance, moving to Melbourne, and now settling back in Perth, our love has only grown stronger. Together, we've conquered mountains, and each challenge has deepened our commitment to each other. If I could give you one gift, it would be the ability to see yourself through my eyes. You'll see how your authenticity lights up every room you enter, how your curiosity inspires, and how wearing your heart on your sleeve makes you truly one of a kind. You are the sun to me, not just the warmth of summer, but the light in winter's darkest days. You bring colour and warmth when everything else is cold and grey. You are the first person I want to see in the morning and the last person I want to see before I sleep. You are my calm in the chaos. You are my safe place, my home, the soft place I land when the world feels too rough. I love you for everything you are, everything you've been, and everything you'll be. So with this ring, I promise to love you unconditionally and go fishing with you, even if no one is willing. I promise to support your hobbies, even the questionable ones. I promise to encourage you in all that you do, especially when you try to cook. I promise to keep myself open to you, sharing my feelings, thoughts and dreams. I promise to create a home filled with laughter, warmth and joy. And lastly, I promise to love you and to grow old and grey together in a big house filled with as many chickens as you want. It feels so good to be here today, looking ahead into this next chapter of our lives. We've been on some great adventures, but the next adventure, being your wife, is going to be the best one yet. I am so glad I met the criteria of someone you like, because honestly, you also fit the criteria of someone I like too. So I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, Sophie G.U. Lay, take you, Raymond Jiang, to be my lawful wedded husband. I love you, Bev, forever and always.
Awesome. Let's get your ring and we'll lock it in. Yep. All right, we are locked in. Chicken's promise. Let's go. Massive round of applause. Awesome vows. And before we get them to kiss, we are going to sign the marriage certificate. So their first kiss is going to be officially as husband and wife. So we're going to have the two witnesses, Nyi Mai and Jonathan Picato, to sign the marriage certificate. They have selected our witnesses as they are the partners of our best man and maid of honour, and they're the ones that have made our best people the best versions of themselves today. So Sophie wrote that. I wish I could write that. It was so nice. We will complete the paperwork so they can have their first kiss as an officially married couple. So we're going to take a breather. There are drinks over there if you need. If you want to stand up and stretch, you can. But let's give them a round of applause, the bridal party a round of applause, and then we'll see these guys hook up in public. All right, I'll meet you guys at the signing table. All right. So, our beautiful newlyweds are proudest of working through all of the issues that come with long distance and lockdown relationships and purchasing their first home together, even if Ray's worm farm needs to be inside when it's over 40 degrees. In the future, they wish to turn their house into a home full of love, laughter, warmth, and a place where everyone is welcome. Ray is looking forward to the honeymoon, which he hasn't told Sophie is just a fishing trip to the Abrolhos Islands, but no, he's excited to do life with Sophie and all of the future celebrations with the ones that they love. And apologies to Jonathan Peake. I don't know why I called him Picathon. It was an error in my thing. So, Ash, we're going to play some music softly underneath so they can kiss like a rom-com. So, for this part, Ray, we're aiming for the lips, not the hair. All right, Ray, from your first kiss at the end of her driveway to the end of the aisle, I invite you for the first time as her husband to kiss the bride. Ladies and gents, please be upstanding as I present for the first time as husband and wife, Ray and Sophie. Flames burned until the night was done. Congratulations. Oh, yeah, give it up for the newlyweds. Congratulations. And keep it going for the support team, the bridal party that have been with them the whole time.